Airgun friends, Snowpeak Wildfire 600 Canadian, 22 caliber, detuned or tuned to be 500 FPS, but I have a prediction here. From where I bought it, they had a crony test with it, putting it right around 440 FPS, but this one is always shot slightly over 500 FPS. Some cases it'll go up to 530 FPS. My ongoing theory is that it's the same spring as the original, that this has a detuned piston, but that the detuning is clogged or isn't doing a full bleeding job of the pressure, leaving me with half a detuning basically and almost an extra 100 FPS than it would normally register. So if that's the case, we can see how much spring is in it. We can undo the detuning and retune it with less spring. We'll have the same speed and a softer rifle. It'll still be NoPAL. I mean, that could always be an option. I'll get it out of the stock and I'll see if I can get the pin out the back, and we'll see what's in the guts of it. Observations first off. That's our anti-bear trap. Spring loaded, it'll kick back and act as a secondary safety as soon as you release the cocking arm. So when the cocking arm comes back, it pulls this anti-bear trap with it. But the trigger is welded on. And I don't know if the trigger is going to be in the way, or if I have to dismantle the entire trigger from inside the trigger group and then rebuild it. That could be a challenge. This seems to be my sear catch here, but the sleeve goes over the spring and actually covers the spring behind the trigger, as it looks like, and then locks here. So the spring, the piston goes all the way back to the end of the tube. That's funny. All right, see how far I can go. I got the pin out. It's in there somewhere. Pin pot. Two projects going on here. I'm cleaning my bug assault because the piston is sticking. Okay. Got the pin out. I put it in the clamp just for good measure. And taking the pin out some pressure released even on the clamp. I got the safety screwdriver in there, so now I can just take this off. And I think I'm going to do it freehand. I'm going to hold it down, take the screwdriver out, and release vertically. I don't want to undo this and have the spring come at me. So this is safe now, but I'll just use two hands and I'll go press down the spring, try to take out the screwdriver. Pretty smooth. That's the tension that was on it. About an inch, 2 inches. Okay, spring guide. 2 holes. Okay, little one is the one I use. Spring. Oh, pretty short. That's eerily similar to a Beeman spring. It's been cut rather crudely. Look at that. There's no finishing on this end. It's just selective cutting. Otherwise, eyeballing it there, it pretty much looks like the same gauge as my Beeman. I got a little cutting of it, right? Compare the endings. That looks like the same spring, same grade, same everything, just been cut. Okay. Yep, I've got some stuff in the, oh, I got things falling. Something flung off just right there. Okay, I got some stuff in the way and I gotta catch up to whatever just happened. Wrong. I have no detuning hole in this one. What fell out is the trigger pin, because there's spring-loaded something there that has got to do with maintaining trigger tension, and without it, somehow the pin fell out. So this will be interesting to see if I can just put that back without too many issues. I managed to take out the cocking arm. The sliding breech is free. I think I could also slide it out, clean it if I wanted to. This gun is dirty. The piston is cheap. It looks like stainless. Actually, not cheap at all. This looks like stainless steel, just folded over with a seam that was just spot welded. Like, the work looks cheap, the metal looks decent, and the seal looks decent. And there's no hole. The detuning was this. They cut the spring. So the original one has even more bounce and noise in it. Okay, I think I did as much as I can for it. Okay, first off, see how this piston is wide here? It slips over the spring and actually comes all over this spring guide. This is the actual trigger sear. I got it held up by the sliding breech so that I'll be able to fit all this back in. Anyway, that's the plan. I think it'll work like that. And then I'll be somewhere in there able to put the pin back in my trigger, I assume. So the sear is not a notch in the piston on these. It's this over here, actually. And I went and I polished it. It was pretty gritty. I guess that's the 2 clicks of grit I always feel in the trigger. I kind of lightly push the trigger. I feel it skip a little bit, and then I have a really short release, and that should now be one clean action. Anyway, that's the idea. The top hat is made out of felts, little furniture felts. I took 2 of them. I peeled the sticker off and I glued them back to back. And they're a good fit. The spring I heated and I flattened and I buffed off nice and flat. It's a bit shorter than it was, but this little felt will make up for that. And it should imprint, make itself into a vibration seal that'll completely catch the end of the spring once it's pounded into these felts a little bit, and then the top end of it won't be able to wiggle at all. That should cancel out a lot of vibration. I thought of anything I can do in the back, but there's no way to stuff anything around here because that's where the trigger action is. Just gonna leave it like that. So I'll put some grease on everything and try to put it back together. Okay, we made pretty quick work of that. Came back together just fine. It's always gonna be a little bit close to the limit, let's say. It's gonna be a well-powered NoPAL air gun. I didn't do anything to take the 30 FPS off of it. I usually shoot 15.74 X Hunt. That one's my backup Hunter. It's got actually a bit more power. It's like 8.5 foot-pounds compared to my other ones that are more like 7 foot-pounds. And these come out around 475. So on a checkup, they're fine. Now, I didn't cut any power out of it. It's not that far over, and I don't want to mess it up and overshoot it, undershoot it, and be messing about like all day just for 25 FPS that I don't like. Let's call it there. Let's try the sound. Let's take it outside. So I won't use my good hunter ammos, my good hunting ammo, and we're gonna just pass more grizzlies for testing. 14.2 grain grizzly. I'm aiming at the quiet target. First we have to see if the sear holds, because I polished it. So we're not gonna load it. I've dry fired it before. It's not the end of the world. If it goes, it goes. It's not going. Let's try it on the ground. It's not going. Okay. I didn't over polish this year. I could have put more grease than my sliding breech. The front end I did not grease. Okay. It's a short stock. It's not really a bench rifle. I'm always too close. But it's good for freestand shooting though. Like nice compact grip. Nice short action, short trigger. That's good for stand-up shooting. It sounds like my 177. I have the 177 of this. Sounds just like it. Ooh, bit of smoke. What is smoking? It's in the barrel. Oh, there was dirty stuff inside of that sliding breech. I didn't get in there to clean. And that trigger, that first click to free up the trigger, it's still there. It was there. Otherwise the trigger's smooth. Maybe it was just my first trigger pull that was kind of adjusting. It was there, that was it. The rest is nice. And the sound is tiny. Everything worked. Let's try this. Click. Oh. It's smooth. Less grit in it. A bit more predictable. If it'll do that 2 click for me predictably, that's fine, because that second pull is really good. Click. Sure. That's well adjusted. No regrets, no going back. Catch you on the next one.